Money at screen printing is actually pretty easy, but we have to follow some basic rules. So I've made up a little chart here to help you. First of all, these are typical numbers. They may not be your numbers. And here's what we need to know. If you're printing one color, selling price is probably around, say, $6. T-shirt's going to cost $2. You're making $4 per shirt. And you should be printing 100 to 120 an hour, which is $400 an hour profit. Now, when I say profit, you still have to pay the overhead. We'll come back to that. But it's a starting point. What's important here is when you go to like 4-color, there's a lot more work, more screen making, more cleanup afterwards, that sort of thing. And when you go to 4 colors, you're going to print slower. So, but you're also going to get more money. So let's say you're getting $8 for the shirt. It still costs $2, and your profit now is $6 instead of $4, but your production is down to $50. And 50 times $6 means you're only making $300 an hour compared to the $400 with 1 color. So the message is we should be printing 1-color shirts, not 4-color. Well, what happens if we go to 6-color? Everybody wants a 6-color machine, right? We don't want to start with 1 color in this business. We want to do 6-color. Well, here's what happens. Let's say we're getting $10. When the price goes to $10, it gets harder to sell the shirts. But in any event, let's say we can get the $10, and the shirt still costs $2, so we're making $8. And but we're only printing, say, $35 an hour, so our profit per hour drops to $280, and yet we have more work in screen making, registration, cleanup, the whole 9 yards for less money. Message: keep it simple. Go to 1 color. Forget all that 6-color. Now, you may still have to do 6-color because there are some people, that's what they want, and you don't want to turn the business down. So, but in any event, our direction should be towards simpler, like 1 color. Now, what happens if I don't have professional equipment? I have homemade, or I bought one of these little craft things you see on television. You're not going to knock out these numbers. You're going to be maybe doing 25 pieces an hour at 1 color, and 25 pieces means $100 instead of $400. Or maybe you can do 50 an hour. It's $200, but it's still only half of the profit you would make if you had professional equipment. So the professional equipment makes you money. That's the point of the whole thing. So you want to look at these basic numbers. Now, in terms of making money, there are basically 3 numbers you're going to look at. Obviously, the selling price. So we want to do things to raise our selling price. And secondly, pieces per hour. We've already demonstrated the power of pieces per hour. And the third number is overhead. So if you're starting a business, start at home. So you're not paying the landlord. You're working for yourself. And more importantly, if you're working at home, you can control your time. If you have a retail space downtown and people come in, they want to talk about the weather, sports, politics, whatever, you got to be polite. You can't work. You can't make these kind of numbers. And so those people are actually costing you money. Now, you could pay somebody, that's an expense, to receive customers coming in the front door, but do you really want to get into that expense? So if you can work from home and see customers on your terms when you have the time, then you're cutting your overhead, you're not paying rent, lights, and all the rest of it. You're cutting costs. You want to eliminate that overhead as much as possible. So those are the 3 basic numbers. Now, here's another aspect of making money. Think of the market as a mosaic. It's not all customers pay the same price, and people pay different prices, even for the same work. I'll give you an example. Talk to the kids getting on the school bus. The kid's wearing a cap, he's wearing a t-shirt. Ask the kid what he paid for the shirt. He doesn't know. He got the money from his mother. But when you press him, he's probably going to give you the price you see at the local shopping mall, maybe $16 for the shirt, maybe more. Now you go talk to his father, who makes money and has to earn it, knows the value of money, and he's got a t-shirt to go fishing. What'd he pay? He probably paid 10 or 12. He paid less than his child, I'll tell you that. Now go ask Grandpa, who's on Social Security or retirement, what did he pay? He wants the shirt for free, or $6. He has less money, he's less style conscious, he will pay less. Okay? So I'm demonstrating that pricing goes according to age. It also goes to according to where you live, what your disposable income is, peer pressure. A number of factors can affect, but it's still the same amount of work. So we want to figure out who pays the most. We want to go for those pieces in the mosaic that pay the most. And that's what I'm getting at. You want to differentiate between profit potential of one customer or type of work and another. Okay, what about type of work? We've sort of been talking t-shirts. Well, if you go after local companies, so if you print shirts that companies need for their employees to wear at the counter or on sales calls, whatever, or just to be comfortable because people don't wear ties and jackets to work anymore, then maybe a golf shirt. And a golf shirt like this is going to cost you $8 or $10. You print it with three-dimensional ink, and it's going to look like $35 to a corporation. And this is a simple one color. You can really bang these out, okay? Now, what about other markets besides the local corporations? Let's talk about sports. The local coaches for the football, basketball, whatever, they're going to wear a shirt, and you could be doing those shirts for them. Now, this happens to be a two-color print. It says Hoyas. That's Georgetown University. Basketball. Basketball fans are crazy. They're going to want a shirt with the emblem of their team on there. This could be a football, a baseball, soccer ball, whatever. And the way this was printed and prepared, first of all, the art was done in Corel Draw. And it's a two-color. The first color is what you see there. The second color, before we put the second color down, we flash the 3D ink. This is on a piqué shirt. And the second color is large half-tone dots printed over the basketball. And so you get the feel and look of a real basketball. I mean, people are going to think you took a basketball and cut it up with a razor blade and glued it on the shirt, except it doesn't have that rubbery feel. It's nice and soft and supple, very comfortable to wear. That's a great item. And people will pay big money for something like that. A fan probably pay $55. And if you don't believe me, go to a golf course that's a public course where you have to have a cart to play. Go in the pro shop and look at the golf shirts. They got a little bit of stitching on them. It's the same shirt, and it's $55. People are paying it, and so they will pay you the same kind of money. What about other pieces in that mosaic? Well, how about signs, for example, political campaign signs? You should make at least $3 a sign, and you should print at least 150 an hour. I mean, you're going to bang those out real fast. So, and yard signs, like the driveway was painted by, home construction by, whatever. There are all kinds of signs that are printed, and you can be printing those and making good money. Well, then you got ball caps, you got gloves, hockey pucks. The potential is endless. So you have to figure out what all those pieces of the mosaic are, how many you can do per hour, and the profit per piece to get to profit per hour. That's the bottom line. You want to highest profit per hour with the least overhead, and you can make a killing. So it's a matter of being smart in this business rather than working hard, and you certainly do not want to be all things to all people. You want to be in this for you, so you make money, you have fun when you make money, and when the work's not profitable, let your competitor do it. You don't want that kind of work. Any questions, let us know. We'll help.